Hey guys, welcome back. I'm just out here in the shop doing some random stuff, and I'm going to take a look at a piece of equipment. Got a couple of tubes here that we're going to use just to check out something. CX 1000A. Here's a used tube. Look at this other one yet. That's a 4CX 1500B, and it looks like it might be fairly new. We'll just keep this one to the side for right now. Is install this tube in that Colins 30S1 and see if it even works before we go overhauling it, spending a lot of time and money on it, and see if we can get that thing up and going. If you notice, there's a big hole over there on the bench where a piece of test equipment lived at. And this is one we picked up a couple of years ago, and Ritsu MT8802A. Well, remember we did a video on it a while back where it had a boot problem, and I went to turn it on the other day and got nothing on the display. So I went in and checked a few things and this and that, and still you turn it on and the display would never fire up. So I got it sitting over there, tore apart, and trying to get this front panel off so I can get down, check the voltages at the display, and see if I can figure out what's going on with it. I do have the service manual on this piece of equipment, but nowhere can I find schematics on this thing. I've looked high and low. I saw someone made a forum post on EEV blog, and someone said they would email it to them, and I've tried to contact that user and got zero response from them. So I have not been able to locate schematics, and I'm at the point where I need schematics. I know the thing needs to be recapped. I do have a cap kit that was ordered for this, but all the caps were mostly surface mount caps, and this thing has no surface mount caps in it. So I think the wrong caps was ordered for it. But anyway, yeah, I want to get that thing back up and running. I don't use it that much, but when I do need it, it does a pretty decent job. I do have the IFR 1200 Super S, but that doesn't do exactly everything this does. I just like the way that machine works when I'm working on FM radios and different things. So if anybody runs across a schematic for a Ritsu MT8802A, let me know. I sure like try to find one. So one of the things I saw that when I was messing with this amplifier the first time, and just see if it would power up, is that some of the lights on the front are not working, and that's what I wanted to take a look at today and see if I can get the lights working and put some power to it and hook an exciter to it and see if it has any output. So I guess the first thing we want to do is pull off these two big knobs. the other one. And we got some screws across the top. That we can pull out. And there's supposed to be some across the bottom, but when I had this thing apart, there's supposed to be 4 on the bottom, and none of those are installed. So I need to see if I can find some to go back into it. Oops, got to take the band switch off. Forgot about that one. So we got a lamp here and a lamp there that was giving issues, and to get them out is very simple. Just grab the bayonet, give it a little pop over, and there's the lamp. These are number 47 lamps. Same to this one. And let's check them and see if they work. Okay, I've set up the DC power supply. I got 6.3 volts at the ground to it. Oh, come on here. Well, I'll just hold it on there. And that one's working. So it's probably some dirty connections. We'll check the other one. And it works too. So there must just be some dirty connections that we need to check out. That one is very dark on the end of it. So I think I'm going to just replace it. I figured I'd just go ahead and replace both of them. 2 brand new ones. These are some old new stock that I've had for quite some time. And I just do want to go ahead and check them and make sure they work. I never just trust something's working. Oh yeah. Yep, both of them will work, so I'll go ahead and get these installed. Alright, the 2 new lamps are in. And put the screws in the top. Get my knobs back on. I put these on, I push them all the way, and then I back off of it just a little bit so it's not sitting there rubbing on the faceplate. There we go. Okay, I got the AC plugged in, and let's go ahead and you see the lights are on, the meter lights are on. It's just hard to tell with a bright room. Yeah, there you go. I'll let this run until it gives me the go. Okay, she's probably run long enough. Yep. Plate voltage is up. Voltage, limit voltage. You can hear that fan is very noisy, and that's because those rubber bushings that it's riding on will slam out. I'm trying to locate some, but just haven't been able to find them yet. Alright guys, well I got everything set up. I was going to go ahead and start testing, and I noticed something that doesn't look correct. I think you may see it also. If you look, we are in single sideband position, but if you look here, we're only at about 1300 volts, and when you go to CW, it's at 1000 volts. Back to single sideband, maybe about 1300. That is not right. I'm thinking this thing should be showing about 3000 volts on the plate, but that's not working right. Now it could be the meter wrong, I'm not sure, but to confirm this, if we look at the watt meter, and I'm going to go ahead and put 100 watts of drive into it. There's 100 watts on the meter, and when we hit the exciter, we're showing about 725 watts. And if you look at the power meter, we drop down to about 1100 volts. So if I go to CW mode, put that same 100 watts into it, we're showing about 175, 180 watts out. Back to single sideband, about 725, 750, somewhere in that neighborhood. And we have another issue also. I'm going to go up here and click off. The amplifier is still on. It is not shutting down. So the only way to shut it down was actually pull the AC mains out of the plug, and naturally it shut down. So yeah, I don't know if there's a problem with those switches, needs to be replaced, or just what's going on, but yeah, there seems to be an issue with this amplifier. I've got the front back open again. I'm looking at these wires going to the power switch. I can see they've been pretty much heated up. So instead of trying to desolder, I'm going to just clip the lead on it. And I'll grab a voltmeter. I want to check across that switch. And the off position, I'm not reading nothing. Let's go to the on position. And in the off position, it doesn't read any continuity, but yet the amplifier will not shut off. So sounds like for some reason the main relay is staying kicked on when you power it up and not allowing it to shut down. Well guys, even with the lead on that switch clipped off, it's still up and running when you plug it in. So yeah, the main relay is stuck engaged for some reason. So this is going to have to be tore apart. A lot of work's going to have to be done to it just to get this up and going. But that's going to be for another video. It's going to take a while to get down there and find out just what's going on, and we'll have to look through the schematic and see just what's happening. But yeah, that main relay is hung in for some reason, and no telling what's causing it, but we'll have to find out. Alright guys, sorry about the handheld action, but as you can see, the rectifiers has already been replaced to solid state, so that's okay there. Probably where our main problem is lying at with this amplifier is up here in this deck here. I know it's dark in there and I don't have my flashlight right handy, but I know there's a tube in there and there's a couple of electrolytic capacitors that's probably gotten weak over time. You got to look at how old this thing is, you know. So those caps are going to have to be replaced. Probably going to have to pour those relays and clean them and check components on this board, which means removing this whole bracket and dropping this down so we can get to it. You can see those three big power resistors back there. They're looking alright. I don't see no cracks in them. Carbon comp resistors down there below those that might need to be checked. Yeah, there's a capacitor way back there in the corner. It's paper wrap metal capacitor electrolytic, and there's one hanging right there that needs to be checked out. So yeah, it's going to be quite a bit of work in this thing. But anyway, I'll go ahead and get some stuff ordered up for this, and you know, definitely real curious of why the high voltage is down from where it's supposed to be. It should be a lot higher than what it is. I just went and verified the plate voltage should be around 28 to 3,000 volts, and it's nowhere even close to that. So something is definitely going on. I wouldn't put it on the transformer. I don't think the transformer is going to be the problem, but and even the main filter cap, I've never seen one of those high voltage oil fill caps in these things go bad. Like I said, it does have the solid state rectifier, so you know, there could be some problems in that. I'm just not sure, but yeah, it's not getting no 3,000 volts, that's for sure. Anyway, we'll do some more digging in. I'll get some parts ordered up and get a good look over the schematic, and we'll go back at this thing again and see if we can get it up and rolling. Alright guys, I got the amp back running, and we saw what the amp's doing. We saw what the voltage on this meter was doing, but is it accurate? I don't I don't know. I'm pretty much say it is. You know, from what kind of output we saw. But I want to check the voltage. Now, if this transformer is 3,000 plus volts, then I don't have a meter to check it with. So what I'm going to use is a high voltage probe. And I've got a high voltage probe here on a chicken stick, because you know, a lot of these times I don't trust this stuff. So let's zoom in on the meter a little bit. And we'll turn the high voltage on. I'm showing about 1300 on that meter on DC, but we're going to check the AC. So I'm going to go right to the AC, and we're showing a little over 3,000 volts AC. So with that, you know, that's looking okay. We got plenty of AC power. It's the DC that must be down, because that's what this meter on the front panel is reading. Okay, so we're going to check the DC right at the tube. We're going to see what the voltage is getting to the tube. And again, we know what the meter on the front of the amplifier read. But let's go straight to the tube and see what our DC voltage is. I think before I check the DC voltage, I'm going to do something about this fan, because I'm going to tell you that is just noisy. And you see how the fan quiet right up. So the problem is in this insulator right here. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pull this insulator out of here. Let me tell you, that thing is just noisy. So as you can see, our insulator has a big tear in it, and that's what's causing all that noise. It's that this metal is just vibrating directly on the mount underneath of it. What I did was just a temporary fix. I took the mount off, I wrapped a couple strands of tape around it, popped the hole in the center of it, put it back on, and that's holding that bracket up off that metal mount. So as you see, it's running, it's completely quiet now. Like I said, that's just a temporary fix. I'm going to see if I can find some of those insulators. If not, we're going to have to make some. So in reality, we should have somewhere around at least 2,800 volts on that plate of that tube. So we're going to give that a try. Okay, high voltage is on. Got a high voltage probe here. And we're showing about 1,600 volts. And when we go to CW, about 1,200 volts. So as you can see, the DC voltage is way down. Let me go ahead and shut this off. Alright guys, to perform these tests I did have to jump out some switches. I don't recommend doing that, but you know, just to do the test, that's what we have to do. Be very, very careful when working on this stuff. As you can see, there's over 3,000 volts on that transformer in AC. So yeah, we definitely got some power supply issues. It seems to be rectifying the voltage, but it's not giving us our full plate voltage. Like I said, we should 28 to 3,000 volts should be on the plate of that tube, and we're just not seeing it. So somewhere down here in this power supply board, there's an issue that we're going to have to you know, go through and find out what's going on, which means pulling that whole unit out and unwiring some stuff. We're not going to do that in this video. That'll be in another video. But I went ahead and made up a parts list so I can get some parts ordered. We know rectifiers are not the problem. They've been changed out to solid state, so we should be okay there. But yeah, that's definitely something going on in that power supply board. So guys, that's where we at. Till I can get the parts in, we'll leave it at that. I want to thank everybody for watching. You know, please leave your comments down below. I want a big thank you to all my Patreons for helping us, you know, keep the channel going with the donations and stuff. And Patreon guys, I got some videos already lined up I'm getting ready to come out with on Patreon. I know it's been a little slow up there, but I'm getting more time to do stuff now, so I'll get more videos up. Also, down below you see a join button if you want to become a member of the YouTube channel. I'm going to start putting weekly updates and stuff for members only, so you can click on that link. I think it's like $5 a month. It's not that bad. So if you want to show support in the channel, there's two different ways you can do it, either Patreon or becoming a member. And like I said, we're going to start posting a whole lot more videos here in the near future. So thanks for watching guys, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye now.